Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Michael Voris. Most Americans say no to Obama re-election, with today's election expected to be a referendum in favor of the Republican Party and against Obama. A new poll says that if the presidential elections were held today, Obama would not get the majority vote. According to the poll, some 38% of Americans think the president should be re-elected, while a whopping 56% disapprove of Obama and say he does not deserve re-election, numbers that have the White House very nervous. It appears that voters have come to realize that Obama has been promoting a political agenda that shares little with the core values of most Americans, including the use of taxpayer dollars for the immoral spread of abortion and contraception across the country and around the world. Brazil elects pro-death president. Despite warnings from 3 pro-life bishops not to vote for a pro-death candidate, Brazilians have elected the country's first pro-abortion president. Incredibly, these bishops are being rebuked by the Justice and Peace Commission of the National Conference of Brazilian Bishops, saying, quote, "The CNBB does not suggest any candidate and recalls that the choice is a free and conscious act of each citizen," end quote. All 3 bishops received death threats for their statements reflecting Catholic teaching on life issues when voting. The newly elected president, a former Marxist guerrilla, has expressed opposing views regarding legalized abortion and has been seen attending a televised mass. Governor's race reveals pro-euthanasia Democrat. Vermont voters are facing a pro-death candidate for governor who openly endorses both abortion and euthanasia. Peter Shumlin, the Democratic candidate, says that he supports end-of-life choices, his words, and will work to legalize assisted suicide, using a 1994 Oregon law as the model. A representative from the Euthanasia Prevention Coalition says, quote, "Many people decide how they will vote based on several issues, but in Vermont, voters need to reject Peter Shumlin to reject the legalization of assisted suicide," end quote. A recent Rasmussen poll shows Shumlin ahead by 5 points. Stay with us, back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
CatholicUnderground.com, the podcast about our Catholic faith and new media.
Communion denied to homosexual marriage supporters. Archbishop John Neinstead continues to take heat for defending Catholic teaching regarding so-called marriages between individuals of the same sex. Demonstrators were barred from receiving Holy Communion when they showed up for Mass at the Cathedral of St. Paul, wearing rainbow sashes and holding signs. Dennis McGrath, spokesman for the Archdiocese of Minneapolis-St. Paul, says that, quote, "Communion time must never be used for a political or protest statement. It's that simple," end quote. The pro-homosexual protest has been an annual event for the last 10 years. And lastly, UK couples challenge same-sex marriage ban. Some 8 same-sex couples are demanding marriage licenses despite Britain's ban on both same-sex marriage and heterosexual civil unions. An organization called Equal Love has arranged for the protest, taking their challenge directly into several London registry offices. Homosexual activists say if their applications are denied, they will fight the ban in the courts, citing what they believe to be a violation of the Human Rights Act. I'm Michael Voris. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure and check out The Vortex today, where we discuss Notre Dame's lack of praying for the dead. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tell your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.